So Simon, can I just kick this off because I'm going to do this super quick? I'm going to be watching. I haven't watched it yet, but Unfrosted is on my viewing. When you did your review earlier on, you said something about a little Mad Men surprise. I didn't know what you were talking about then. I kind of figured there might be a bit of a John Hamm cameo. And then literally, I just got sent a DM from a friend of mine who just told me exactly what happens in it. Couldn't be angrier. Couldn't be angrier
Spoiler
right
alert.
now. What else have I been watching? The answer to that, Simon, is not very much. I've had a really rubbish week with days spent in hospitals, me just feeling brutally unwell. Like, I'm so sick right now. You've got no idea, Simon. Uh, as I was sick, and as we're heading towards next week with a new Planet of the Apes movie, I thought, what better way to spend my time than lying on the couch, gently dozing off while watching the Planet of the Apes movies? I'm several films in, and I plan to watch them all before I go and see the screening of the new film on Tuesday night. I'm having a grand time. It's been fantastic.
So what? How far you've gone all the way back to the Charlton Heston original? Then you're going through those original five, the OG
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. So
Wow.
right now, like literally after I finish this podcast, I'm going back to the couch and I'm going to start dozing my way through Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and then I'll be moving on to what's the fourth one called?
No, you got to know this going into it. What is it?
Oh gosh, usually I could just rattle this off.
Beneath? Is it beneath?
No, Beneath is the second one, and Beneath is maybe one of the
Okay.
worst movies of all time. It is just terrible.
Escape from
Escape's the third one. I want
Conquest.
to. Is Attack of the Planet of the Apes? That's not right.
Isn't it Conquest?
Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, and then the fifth one is Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll be watching all of those, and then I'll be watching the Tim Burton movie, which is probably going to be worse than Beneath, but let's see. And then I'll of course be moving on to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Battle. No, already got Battle.
It's good podcasting.
Yeah, I don't know, and then War for the Planet of the Apes. I've got most of them. I don't think I have time to fit in the TV series, the live action or the animated, but we'll see.
Before Tuesday night, that'll be fun. What else have you been watching?
Just evil. My rewatch continues. What have you watched, Simon? Let's do this quick.
Also in the cinemas this week is a movie called Boy Kills World. This stars one of the Sarsgaard brothers as a deaf mute called Boy, who goes on a killing rampage to avenge the death of somebody important to him. I can't quite remember. The big pull for me in this film was the casting of Jessica Roth, who I thought was going to go on to bigger and better and grander things after the Happy Death Day to You franchise of films, series of films, one and two. But she hasn't. She spends a lot of this one behind a mask, which is kind of frustrating because she's a pretty lady and a very fine actress. But in the end, this is a John Wick inspired splatterfest, which has a very unusual problem in that the voice of Boy, which all happens inside his head, is one from Bob's Burgers, John H. Benjamin or H. John Benjamin, whose name I can't quite remember. I'm sure if I looked at
H.
IMDb,
John.
H. John Benjamin. And it is such a distinctive voice that when you hear it on screen, you are immediately taken to the either whether it's Bob Burgers for some or Archer for others, but for the work he's done in the
It's
animated
Benjamin
comedy.
Katz. Thank you very much.
The what? Sorry, H.
It's Benjamin Katz. Thank you very much. That's his signature role, as far as I'm concerned.
Sure, and it absolutely takes over the Boy Kills World film when it ever comes on screen. His delivery is particularly comedic, and very little else about this film is comedic. It's quite the bloodbath, and it just has this really strange tone that is hard to say is unlikable, but it's just a very unusual film that is sort of pulling it at itself from both ends. That I found it just tough to get hold of, but some pretty stunning sort of Wick-inspired operatic violence. The other, and it's in cinemas this week. The other thing I've been watching is a new show on the Hulu/Disney Plus platforms called Under the Bridge. This stars Lily Gladstone as a small town cop and Riley Keough as an author who comes back right at a point when a young teenager is killed in terrible circumstances, and you find that the town has an undercurrent of teen violence, which is all set to explode. I don't think this one tries to be too deep in the way it tells its story. It has a sort of airport novel feel to it, which maybe undercuts the really sort of polished production and great acting that is involved with it. You kind of want it to be a little bit deeper, But nevertheless, it makes for really compelling television, and the two cast and a lot of the young support players, the teen actors, are really good in this. It's called Under the Bridge, and it's on the Hulu if you're over the seas, or on Disney Plus here in Australia.
And that's what else have you been watching?